Welcome, Sojourners. This is Jonathan with Sojourners Awake. And this is our production of Tabletop Stories, role-playing adventure using tabletop role-playing games as a way to activate our intuition. Now, we gather together with 3 students, all friends who are joining together to play different archetypes of characters throughout our beloved stories and fairy tales. I think you'll really enjoy this story. I designed it myself. It's called Into the Gloaming, The Search for the Sword of Autumnlight. Fairies and magic and dragons and all kinds of wonderful stuff that you remember from your fantasy 80s world. And as far as game mechanics, it's a very stripped down game system. I designed it myself, but we're using not D20s, we're just using D6s. The percentages are a little more clean cut. You're going to have variations of success depending on if the character rolls higher than a 3. And of course, you're going to have failure with lower numbers, total critical failure with a 1. And I'm not sure if we have any of those. Well, we may. It's a totally wonderful adventure. It's in 2 parts. I really hope you listen all the way through and have a great time realizing how easy it is to get together with friends and spend a wonderful evening together in tabletop role-playing games. That's enough chit-chat, and so for now, our story continues. And so for now, our story continues. A damp morning greets you in the gloaming forest. Dense thickets surround you, and strange birds call out with every step through the underbrush. No wind circulates through the stuffiest section of this woodland realm. And just 3 days ago, you set out to deal with a local witch and recover the Sword of Autumnlight in order to return the waters of life back to the village of Wardenwood. For it is now 14 days that the well is dry and the rains have ceased. The wisest of folks and the most fearful have blamed the witch Drusilla for hoarding the Sword of Autumnlight, angering a fey lord of the realm of Durania. Many times these elf lords and ladies will hold grudges against towns for any fickle reason. And whether it's true or just simply a rumor of fear, everyone in the village believes that if the Sword of Autumnlight is returned to the village, the waters will flow again. And although you might have your own reasons for trekking out on such a dangerous road, you do not travel alone. And as you travel through the forest, deep into the gloaming, you navigate the pathway to Drusilla's hut. Not many have ventured here, and none ever return the same, if at all. For the gloaming is home to more than a witch, and the hauntings of the servants of the malignancy breed vile plans in the shadows of these woods. And as you walk along through the forest, how do you appear? What is your name? As we look at you, describe yourself and what you are doing as you move through the forest.
How we move through the forest. We are moving with great stealth because we want to catch the witch Drusilla, is it? Unawares.
And your name?
And my name, I've been thinking about this during the week. Nissandra.
Nissandra. As Nissandra moves through the forest, what does she look like?
She's old and small comparative to the other people. Small and old, with a long cloak and a staff. A little bit gnarled and wise. How do you look wise? Gnarled. And
The creases on your eyes show years of wisdom and experience.
yes, wisdom and experience. Gnarled and less than attractive.
And behind Nisandra, trudging through the forest, Sia.
I just had a change of mind because Nisandra is an older character. Would you mind if we are a family and I'm your like grumpy nephew or something? Kind of forced to come along with you on the adventure? Like, why do I have to follow the grandma? So what's your name? Nisandra. My name is I don't know how to pronounce it. I just randomly looked up a name in the Nordic. Skjolder, I think. It means shield. I just looked it up randomly. Skjolder. And yeah, I have my flail and my shield. I'm wearing kind of rough clothes because we're going on an adventure. And yeah, I'm coming along with my grandma, who I've been recruited kind of sort of against my will, but not really. Like, kind of, you have to help the village. Fine. Don't want to go, but like, kind of, yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I'm just feeling grumpy that I have to go on this adventure with the grandma and listen to what she says the whole time. Like, that's it. But there is a little bit of light because there is we are traveling with.
And Carol. Yeah. Walking behind Skolder, trudging through the forest.
Boulder and what's Melissa's name?
Nisandra. It's on the screen here.
Nisandra. I'm Naomi, and I'm young. I actually learned the craft of the old gods from my grandmother, and I inherited the gloves and the fairy pick and the GPS map from her. I'm really concerned because we've left the old ways and they have value, and there's great disorder everywhere in this big transition. So I'm here to carry on what my grandmother taught me. So I've kept my eye on Skolder. He's kind of a loose cannon, and I need to make sure that he's like in line. And I have respect for Nisandra because she's proven she knows what she can do. But so I'm here, young representing something old.
And as you walk through the forest, you come to a clearing. Finally, a small, good acre of land that is not overrun with thickets. A small stream cuts through this acre, and you hear the sounds of strange birds in the trees. What do you pay attention to? And keep in mind that just because I did not describe it doesn't mean it doesn't exist, except for our imagination. Nisandra, what does she pay attention to in this place?
Particularly the songs of the birds in the trees by the stream, and what they might be communicating in terms of the rains or lack of rains. And so they're telling us what we know so far in the story is that the stream is drying up, and we need to restore the rains because they've got some parched voices in their song. It's not they're thirsty, and but they can't even venture away from the stream because it's the last source of water, because all the mountains are drying up, and that's what.
And as they bathe and dip their beaks in this water, returning to the safety of the trees, you see that one of the dark ravens is wearing something shiny and translucent, almost like a scarf across his neck. He hops up in the tree and calls out in a very proud and majestic voice, as if he's begging all the women to pay attention to his vainglory. As you put that away in your attention, Skolder, what are you paying attention to in this clearing? And keeping in mind that you probably already also noticed what Nisandra saw as well. We're just taking in the information now.
Well, normally I probably pay attention to like anything, like anyone, kind of like any animals I would pay attention to, because like trees and plants are boring. So anything cool that I can try to throw a rock at, or any person, perhaps.
Okay.
Maybe relieve me from the boredom.
Okay. Is there someone or an animal for Skolder to throw a rock at? I do not know, so I will consult the oracle. And the oracle says no. But
Oh.
you do see that there is a toilet trench that has been dug in a nearby tree and a backpack that is hanging from a tree.
Ooh, I want to check that out.
Oh.
Like somebody left.
Yes, but
Okay.
and as we take in more information, Naomi is paying attention to something in the scene as we build it together. What is she paying her attention to?
Well, there's an abandoned campsite and a cold fire. So I want to know who's been through here before, because we're not the only ones going after the witch. Forgot her name. Anyway, so we're not the only ones out here. And they may not have good intent. They may be going after the autumn sword for their own purposes, and we need to like pay attention to that because we have our village to save. And I'm keeping an eye on Skolder because if he throws rocks at animals, then we're gonna end up drawing attention to ourselves.
And how do you proceed?
And Sandra,
how do we proceed?
she senses the air.
Skolder attempts to like, oh, what's that? And try to like walk towards, kind of like cautiously, like not like trudge, but like, oh, I want to check that out. And kind of starts to kind of, what is that?
Hold on a minute, Skolder.
Kind of jump down and starting to like not crawl through the grass, but like kind of,
Well,
like.
wait, y'all! I got a map.
to
It shows us where we are and where we need to head. Let's get that out and forthwith and with haste.
So do we want to check out the backpack though? But I think we need to do it cautiously. We don't know where it came from.
That's right. It could
Or who
be
left it behind? Who's been here? How are we going to determine who's been here and what's in this backpack and if it's dangerous?
I forgot about the backpack.
Do we need to just dive in and grab it? Or
it could be a weapon. Can we knock it off the tree and let it fall and see what happens?
Seems as if you throw something that far away. Yes, you can.
Oh,
who's
I'll pick up some rocks and throw it at the backpack to get it out.
Skolder, if you would make a dexterity roll.
I rolled a 2.
A 2. That does not sound
And I
like
have 0
success.
for the
You throw it off and you hit one of the birds. The bird curses at you, and Nisandra, you collect that this bird is trying to cast a hex upon Skolder. I wonder if this bird will be successful. Yes. And Skolder, your skin begins to turn green in this moment, making you look like a goblin or an ogre as this crow then curses you.
Time for a prayer. Can we pray at that?
Oh.
And where are your herbs, Sandra? We gotta save him.
Okay.
Cursed crow, stupid crow.
What herbs do we need? What herbs do we need to fix Skolder? Skolder, you've done it again.
Nisandra, if you would roll a wisdom check to see if you know how to undo this curse, please.
6.
6, yes you do. You have exactly what you need. You may proceed.
Okay, so I look for the herbs that Naomi needs to concoct whatever. Naomi, what do you need? I will
They're
find.
always on the tree right at hand. Don't you see it in the movies? It's like, look what I just found. They're always
I
right
have the
there.
knowledge of I have the knowledge of what you need. Let me gather it. Rosemary and thyme and thistle.
And how
Here we
do
go.
you cure Skolder?
How do we cure Skolder? Well, I think we're going to need a bit of cleric healing. I just find the plants. I don't make the potion.
Well, we're just going to have to put him, like, wrestle him down and rub it on his skin. That's just the only way. Sorry,
Yeah.
Skolder. We got to do. This is hard surgery.
Don't make me put you over my knee, Skolder.
Okay.
No, Grandma, it's fine. Just give it to me. I'll rub it on my face.
All right.
Nisandra,
All right.
Nisandra
Your
definitely
word is that.
provides the right ingredients, but as you said, this requires prayer. So Naomi, if you would make a prayer check.
What do I do?
D6 plus your prayer bonus.
Where's... Oh,
Yeah, you just don't want to roll a 1, that's all.
okay. 3 plus 5.
Yeah, you
So
succeed.
that means I'm moderately successful.
All
right.
How are you successful? What do you do?
I'm going to pray to Seer. God, well, we need your blessing on this cure for Soldier because it keeps us on our mission and we need him healthy. So we lift up his health and that these herbs work very, very fast. It's not eloquent, but it's useful.
And
Can
as
you
you apply the herbs to Skulder's face, and within a few seconds, the herbs begin to dry and wick up the green skin, actually exfoliating you quite nicely. Your skin feels very good. You're able to peel off the herbs and feel a lot better, actually.
I'm sorry about to go on it. And you're ready for commercials.
While you're at it, can you play? While you're at it, can you pray that Skolder becomes a better shot next time?
Does it say what? He prayed that he what?
I can hit totally fine, Grandma. You're over exaggerating.
Oh. if you had thrown that rock properly the first time, we wouldn't be in this mess.
I'd like you to see you throw a rock.
Okay,
Well,
so we still have the backpack to deal with.
Yes,
yeah?
you do. And I want each of you take a luck point. Mark that you have a luck point.
Oh.
But yeah.
We please the master.
Yes, yeah. But it has been 3 turns since you started, so as 4 determined, suddenly a man walks over and claims his backpack. He's got red sandy hair, and he looks like he's in traveling clothes. He retrieves his backpack and his eyes go wide. He stands about 5 feet tall, regular old man, and maybe young, probably mid-20s. And he sees the 3 of you, and he quickly...
Saxon. Sorry. Sorry. Go ahead. 5-foot ginger.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Yeah, he does seem from a different town. I'll give you that, Naomi. He doesn't seem like he's a Wardenwood guy. He's from the big city of Titherna, and he just nonchalantly puts on the backpack and says, "Nice day for a travel," to the 3 of you.
For a travel?
Travel.
Oh.
Sorry, my accent.
Oh, okay. Nice day for a travel.
Where y'all be coming from?
Oh. Okay. Act nonchalant, y'all. We're going to get a little intel from him. So, we've been on the roadways.
What's your name?
What?
What's your name?
He doesn't approach closer.
Just a quick question. These are our woods, right? We haven't traveled very far from the village?
No, you're 3 days away from the village.
3 days. Oh, okay.
Oh,
Okay.
so we're kind of in anybody's territory.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
And you're far away for conversation right now.
So we go over. I think we should approach.
What's he wearing? Does he have any weapons?
Yeah, he looks like he's got a cudgel kind of hanging at his side. That's about it. And a walking staff.
Okay.
Shall we approach this? We want to know what's in the backpack. Is it his backpack? How do we know it's his backpack?
Looks like it's his backpack, I'm gonna say.
No, a second ago, you thought it should be yours.
Well, have a nice day. He starts to walk.
He's moved on. He seems pretty relaxed.
Hey, wait!
You think
Wait!
there's more of him?
Yeah, he turns around and looks at you, Skulder.
Was there any dangers up ahead? Which way did you come from?
We're in the Wardenwood. I haven't seen any dangers, but I do know there's quite a few out here. I've been traveling for about 2 days now from Titherna. Well, 2 days into the forest, about 10 days from Titherna. So far, saints be praised, haven't found any trouble. And I don't want to.
Is Titherna the direction in which we're headed?
No.
No. It's a different approach from where we've come, no?
Yes.
Is it the same direction that we're heading at?
No.
Heading in?
No.
No. Okay, that's fine then. Yeah.
What's it?
Nice backpack.
Nice backpack. Where'd you get it?
He kind of grabs it a little tighter and looks very nervous at these Especially you, Scolder. You look like a bruiser, you know?
Yeah. So I'd probably be like, nice. I don't know how to say, like, I don't have intimidation in me, but like, nice back.
What's your name, lad? Where are you headed?
He does see you, Nysandra, and I think he's gonna kind of approach you now, and he's gonna have a little bit more of a inquisitive face. Bobby, introduce myself. My name is Felton. I'm heading deep into the gloaming woods. Kind of narrows his eyes. Believe it or not, going to find Drusilla. Have you heard of her?
Yeah. Perhaps.
Kind of looking at you like you're a witch.
Yeah, it's just like, yes, we
Why are you searching for Drusilla? Are you going to give her? I don't know, like, why you
No.
going there?
I'm going to make a deal with her and everything. Found myself in a little bit of debt, and I'm hoping she can like get me out of some tight binds.
Have you met her before?
Nope, haven't met her before. This first time and trip and everything. A buddy of mine told me about the good work she can do, and so I'm hoping to make a trade and get out of a little bit of debt I'm in.
What price do you hear she asks?
From what I understand, she drives a pretty hard bargain.
What do you got?
Well, that's kind of my business, Miss Priestess. Dear be praised.
So you're headed to Drusilla's hut. We happen to be heading that way ourselves.
Well, fantastic. Well, I think that in the company of others, we can be a little bit safe as we travel through the gloaming. Would you like to join me, or might I join your party?
I think that might be possible. I'm not sure we've got the same mission in mind, though. We're looking to recover something very important for Drusilla. And we don't believe that she has the best intentions.
Yeah, she's a thief.
We're looking to set things straight.
He kind of like, when you call her out like that, he kind of looks around like maybe she's listening, and he gets a little nervous. He says, well, you know, rumors and everything. Everyone's got rumors and everything. I understand we're all going to the same place, different mission. I'm sure she gets lots of visitors. I mean, heck, we could just probably meet someone on the way to see her right now. I understand she's a very busy woman.
I bet she didn't have a visitor like me.
Nope. Well, shall we?
Okay. Well, let's travel on. So you haven't encountered anything all too dangerous yet in the woods? How many days have you been traveling?
I've been traveling. It was 2 days ago that I entered into the gloaming, like I said, from the northern city of Tetherna. Where are y'all from?
We are from the town that I didn't write down.
Wardenwood.
Wardenwood Village.
Wardenwood. Oh. He looks at Scolder. Makes sense.
What's that supposed to mean?
Hopefully out of
Right,
out of your hearing. As he's walking along, he kind of sides up to you, Nysandra, and he says, "So, what kind of business you in, if you don't mind me asking?"
I keep forgetting who Nysandra is. Yeah, Nysandra. So, what sort of business are we in?
Well, you particularly, ma'am.
Well, we're in the business of nature and the laws of nature, and we're looking to set what's her name straight.
Drusilla.
Drusilla.
Ah.
Drusilla straight, because she's messing with the waters and the climate, and it's disrupting everything. Everything needs water to live. How dare she hold that from us?
Interesting. So, y'all go way back and everything. Y'all know each other from school, or?
She's my grandma.
Give you a look point.
So you can tell at this point he's trying to figure out like if you're in the same league as her. He's obviously making a wild speculation, but he could be right, he could be wrong. I'll let you decide.
Oh, not us three with each other.
Just you, because you look like an older woman.
You seem kin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've Drusilla is just like, I'm well aware of her ways. She's bad at she's bad at.
But she's powerful though, right?
Yeah, she's got a ways. She's but so do we. So do we.
He kind of stops right there, and there's a little bitty clearing where you can rest your legs. And he does look at you, Nisandra, at that point. He kind of undoes his backpack and sets it down for a bit. He says, "So you have your ways too. Are you in the business of witchcraft, undoing curses, making deals? Are you?"
Oh, I see it coming.
Yeah.
He looks at you, Naomi.
yeah.
He looks at you, Naomi, like, "I'm not really talking to you. Would you quit butting in?"
Okay, Sandra, he's about to cut a deal with you, save himself a trip.
We're about natural laws.
Oh.
The natural laws and the ways of
She has herbs everywhere in the house. It's just, it smells like always smells like old mushrooms in there. Yeah.
He still seems
Indeed.
pretty convinced. Is like,
Yeah.
well, so,
So,
I'm going to
so
see
world-
that's
worldly materials, but not necessarily, your monetary debts and your non-natural ways.
okay. So I think he might be convinced with all that, despite Skolder's downplaying of your powers. So I'm going to see, is he convinced? I'm going to give a little bit of advantage just because you've been a little vague, and that's enchanting to him. No, he's not. Okay, so at that point, he kind of drops and he's like, "Well, we all got our place in the world. Well, should we go?" And he looks to grab his backpack and pick up on the journey, looking to the rest of you for guidance.
I just want to kind of get a sense of this guy. Is he literally is any just a normal traveler? It's a bit hard for me to say because he's just ginger. If he looks kind of somebody like me, that's fine. But if I think he's there's something supernatural about him or something like that.
Yeah, there's nothing supernatural
so
about him. He's a regular guy. He's on a regular mission.
Okay.
He's definitely playing his
right.
cards close to the chest. But there was a moment in which he was actually, as Naomi ascertained, he's thinking maybe he could take a shortcut by making a deal with Nisandra.
But I think, Nisandra, we were wise not to get entangled in that. I'm not sure what other connections, what other things that might implicate us in and get us off of our mission.
But I say this: what you got to trade?
He kind of shoulders his pack and acts like he does.
Well, that's the thing. He's got his backpack. He could be useful to us. We could use him.
All right, let's go anyway.
Right. 6. Okay. I need, as you're walking along through the thick of the forest, the air starts to get very oppressive all around you. The sunlight is barely creaking in through the boughs above you. It almost seems as if every step you take among the gnarled roots, they seem to grasp at your heels, making every step you take twice as much energy. Nevertheless, you begin to see signs, and Nisandra, you're able to recognize these old runes leading you to Drusilla's hut. You start to recognize the familiar ways of primal magic, and it almost seems as if in the trees begin to chant out little messages to you. This way to Drusilla, not that way, keep going this way, as if they're little guiding lights.
This is the path. This is the path. This is the way we must travel.
And Skolder, how do you respond?
Freaking grab my shield and flail, man. There's things talking,
Yeah.
Does a tree retaliate against you?
I mean, I don't hit it, but I'm like...
you feel like
expecting
one of the
something to say.
branches start to grab either your shield. It actually starts to grab your shield, and the roots begin to suck into the metal itself and weave its way in, and you feel yourself being pulled up off your feet. How do you respond?
What do my black gloves do? What do my black gloves do?
You don't know. Not yet. You've never tried them out. You know the gloves are magical, but
Your grandma didn't tell me.
Grandma didn't tell you. Skolder, how do you respond? You're being lifted up off the ground.
I'll try to grab my blade of a sleigh and try to whack at try to cut them off
Okay, make
off my shield and my feet.
You're not using your favored weapons, so just make a good old-fashioned strength check. See if you can sever this branch.
I have a
I
sword.
rolled a 3 and I have 0 bonus.
I think that's going to be a no. As you chop and hack away, you hear a screech, and Cassandra, as you speak to the trees, they start to issue out all kinds of profanities. This foul being moving through the forest. They're all three going to just end this madness of humanity and take you all out. Felton screams as a vine begins to swing up around his ankles and drag him deeper into the mud. Naomi, you feel a tree open up its boughs and lift you up off the ground, starting to crush you in the branches above. And Cassandra, they saved the best for last. Thorny vines begin to stick and constrict all around your skin, piercing into your flesh. Cassandra, how do you respond?
I was hoping to use my grappling hook, but I don't see how it's going to help me, but it could help one of the others.
How do you proceed?
I use my grappling hook to be able to project it up into the tree to be able to help Scolder, because Scolder's been pulled down into the mud.
Oh, okay, so you like throw the grappling hook up into the tree to anchor it and give Scolder a fighting chance.
To then
Nice.
be able to help Scolder in some way.
All right, this grappling hook works unless you roll a 1 on a 6. Go for it.
1 or a 6?
Unless you roll a 1.
Oh, okay. Let's have 5.
Yeah, fantastic. Scolder, like right above you, the grappling hook langs down, and almost like magic, the rope just lands right in your grasp. You're able to grasp hold of it, and you are unable to be pulled down. However, Cassandra, you are going to, since you sacrificed yourself and were unable to get out of the vines, you're going to take damage. I'm going to roll for that.
Ooh.
You take 4 points of damage against your health score or your stamina score. When you get to 0, you pass out from unconsciousness.
I just got -4 next to my 11.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, Scolder, it is your turn. You have a easy way out, though the branches still are pulling down on you. What would you like to do?
So can I get away, or no, I'm being held by
You can
this
get
tree
away,
still?
but it's still going to take a little bit of strength. If you use the grappling hook, you'll have an advantage to your roll because Nisander helped you.
I would like that. I would like to see if I can, somehow use the grappling hook to get myself out. Hopefully retrieve the hook as well.
Yeah,
Just climb in it and kind of push.
You're one step ahead of me, Scolder. Roll with advantage, strength check.
I rolled a 6 and a 5.
That's
and I have 0 bonus.
Massive success. So you do not lose any of your inventory to the mud and muck below. You're able to pull yourself out of the grip and climb up all the way to the boughs. But when you get up there, you do see that the tree is beginning to chew on that grappling hook, trying to slurp it up like spaghetti. Naomi, you are being lifted up into the boughs. You can actually see Scolder climbing up towards you, but the branches are starting to create this almost like a nested prison of branches all around you to trap you in. You're also 10 feet off the ground.
You fairy pick. What are they going to do? Fairy pick.
What do you do?
Didn't I also have I have a fairy pick, but I have a sword skill.
Yes.
That fairy pick, I don't know, it should do something, right? It should do something. That doesn't work. It could go.
It's a pick for a fairy. Like it's like a doll's toy.
A squirrel? I can talk to the squirrels?
Well, it depends on how fast it works. Maybe it just tears through it. You never, it's what I've got.
Okay. Well, what are you going to do, Naomi? Seconds away from being forever nested in this tree like a skeleton in a cage.
Oh. There's that grappling hook, but I can't get to that, but I'm stuck in this cage. I'm going to have to turn loose the fairy pick and hope that it just goes at lightning speed all over and ships away.
Okay.
Why can't it?
Well, you drop the fairy pick and it falls to the ground. Clink, clink, clink.
What ground?
The ground below you, 10 feet below.
10. Okay.
Felton starts to get strangled. Is he taken out? Yes. You hear the muffled cries of Felton as he gets squished. But seconds before his death, he says, "Oh, a fairy pick!" And then he's strangled out, and he turns blue and gets sucked into the bellows of the tree. And you hear this sickening crunch of bones. Naomi, you also take damage since you did not escape. You take 6 points of damage. The tree branches start to close in all around you, suffocating you. round.
6 points of damage to the energia.
No health or stamina.
Oh,
Yeah, this is physical
This is-
damage. Yeah.
okay.
Lysandra, you're being squished all around. It's getting more and more difficult and more painful as the spines
So
stick into you.
I'm in the branches.
You're on the ground. It's just the vines have wrapped
Oh,
around.
the vines.
Yeah,
Yes.
the vines.
Yeah.
But as you do that, you see a light, a bobbling light, kind of bobbing in and out of the forest, and it captures your attention, or at least it tries to do. I'm gonna say because of Lysandra's age and experience, you recognize this as a will-o-wisp, trying to lure you away. But you are able to resist its charms. You're not so sure about Skolder and Naomi, as they are quite young still. Nevertheless, you are going to be squished during this round, but how do you proceed?
So the will-o-wisp is trying to, just to clarify, the will-o-wisp is trying to lure me away, but I'm quite stuck. So can I call
And
it?
you're too wise to you're also too wise to be lured away by such a creature to begin with. But you know that one has just showed up.
Mhm. If one has showed up, is it willing to help us in our predicament? Am I able to?
That's a good question.
Can I use my animal friendship on a will-o-wisp? My flora and fauna on the will-o-wisp?
Possibly. How would you interact? How would you engage?
I want to see if the will-o-wisp can get our little fairy pick and help us out of the lock picking the tree, the whomping willow cage.
Okay.
Lock pick the fairy pick.
Okay. So you start to like communicate with this will-o-wisp as it dances around.
Will-o-wisp.
Yes, yeah, you begin to recite this.
Out?
Yes, you begin to recite this poem, this rhyme that you've heard as the spines stick into you. I'm going to say that's just going to be a straight charisma check, though. Just a charisma check, yeah.
A charisma check. So I want to roll for charisma. And does this have anything to do with my score on charisma?
Yes, your modifier.
I've got a 2 and I've got a +1. So I rolled a 2 and I've got a +1 as my mod. I'm
gonna say the 3 is a success at a cost. So this will-o-wisp then picks up the fairy, and you can see it's almost like a fairy itself, more like a spectral creature, but it picks up the fairy and goes towards Naomi. But instead of undoing it, it simply just drops the fairy pick back into her pocket and then giggles and then tries to enchant Naomi. Meanwhile, Lysandra, the spines stick deeper into you, and you take another 3 points of damage on your turn, as you are not free quite yet.
Oh, -3.
Naomi, the fairy pick is returned to you, strangely enough. Skolder, you are pulling yourself up free. You're the only one free at this moment. You're up in the same bowels as Naomi. The grappling hook is secure, but you can now start to see the tree itself is slurping up the rope, so you're kind of moving up a little bit too fast. Anyway, how do you proceed?
I don't quite follow what you mean. Like, can I grab the grappling hook, or it's basically lost cause at this stage?
You can pull it from the jaws of the tree, yes.
Okay, I would like to do that, and then so Naomi is right there with me, yes?
Yes, yeah, you can
like
see her. She's immediately in front of you being squished by these branches.
We're both airborne, but in separate dramas with the tree.
Yeah, and I see now that maybe the grappling hook is probably caught up in that nest of branches that is strangling Naomi.
Okay, that's fine. I think, yeah, I will try to bash like my shield through the branches and basically get to her, like basically get them all to basically try to make a way, because I think she's like in a cocoon of sorts. Basically, yeah, because I don't know if my flail is gonna help here.
Was your shield? I'm sorry. Was your shield taken away?
Was it?
Yes.
Oh,
I think your shield was lost. It's splattered on the ground somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, gee. The blade is only one as I have blade of a slay. Well, I guess I'll try that, and if it doesn't work, just try to break it with my bit. How thick are the branches?
It's a simple check. I mean, they're able to be broken with your hands. You might be successful.
Okay, let's do that. I'll
Just rush up
come
and just
fight me, you coward!
tear open the branches. All right, make a strength check. Go for it.
I rolled a 4 and I have 0 bonus.
A 4 is a success. Yeah. Suddenly, Naomi, you see Skulder's red beat face like through.
Thank you.
Skulder is free. Naomi, you are able to be free, unable to take damage this round. Naomi, you are free, not taking damage this round. The tree relents, but you're still 10 feet off the ground with Skulder. The rope, however, is descending to the ground just fine. The grappling hook still safely in place until you call it. And you see Nysandra getting slowly strangulated by these horrible vines below. How do you proceed?
Wait, so the trees, I'm still in the air, but the tree is like opened. The branches are open, so I'm not in danger. But she is, and she's on the ground, and the vines are going over her.
Yes.
So we need to throw the grappling hook down to catch the vines and pull the pressure off of hers, because that's more urgent.
High risk, high reward. You're throwing a grappling hook at your party member. Go for it.
Oh, wait. Well, but it's really accurate, right? How accurate?
Don't miss.
Don't let Skolder throw it. Don't let Skolder throw it.
Okay.
Just checking.
Okay.
But yes, don't miss.
Don't miss.
All right, so you can roll a d6. You just cannot roll a 1. Okay?
Okay. It's a 4.
4 is a success. Miraculously, this grappling hook
Yes!
returning to you, Nysandra, the one that you threw up into the air to save Naomi, now comes back to save you. And the grappling hook just slices down those vines. You hear these shrieks as you're able to bust forth instinctively, and you are free from the vines. At that amount of pain, the trees start to recoil deep into the forest. You hear them cursing and saying, "Get out of here. We've already had our taste of flesh. Vengeance is ours." You hear the last bone of Felton snap, and all is quiet.
I knew he'd be that helpful.
But he left his backpack.
Poor fella.
Did they eat his backpack?
My shield!
Wait a minute.
I think your shield is gone. Did they eat his backpack? I'm going to ask the Oracle. Yes.
Oh,
And they ate your shield, and they ate Felton.
maybe it was just sandwiches in it.
Skolder almost kicks a root, but remembers at the last moment, like...
Okay.
He was going to take a price. I don't know if money does us any good, but don't we have those eating coins?
Yeah, we have coins that eats other coins.
I mean,
but
we don't know
yeah.
what's in the backpack. If it was money, and is money useful to us? Should we send those coins out and go? I mean, I don't know how,
Can I use my...
too big.
I mean, we can try to let it out and see if it can find any coins. Like, if, but the trees might come back.
That's
I mean, why
true.
not? Why not? Let's do
Right.
it. I'll get the mimic coin out and see if it can sniff out other coins or treasure.
Okay.
You throw it in your little
Okay.
coin.
Shields up. We may have more.
I mean,
Stir them up.
there is a rare possibility, so I will roll to see, is there a coin nearby? And no. But
So,
you do find something else. The mimic coin brings something back to you. It is
My shield.
there's no good without a shield.
No, it is a small golden key. It looks like it got it from Felton. Like it was a little area, like nestled into the crack of the tree and then came back. Whatever he had in the backpack, a small little, it's about the same size as the pick.
Key.
A little golden key.
Yeah, it looks like it's
If
gold.
the
Maybe.
trees have eaten the backpack, Can I use some sort of flora and fauna wisdom and wisdom knowledge to find out what the trees have done with the bag and what's pissing them off so much?
Yeah.
Why did they attack us like that?
They're a little angry at you, so why don't you roll a flora and fauna check to see if you can communicate with them.
3. And do I add any of the things to that?
Your
Or
flora and
just 3?
fauna, your flora fauna bonus.
Oh, okay, which is 3.
Yeah, absolutely. So, total success. The tree communicates back to you that yes, the human left behind a bag, a smelly bag, and some metal parts like a prison for the birds.
Listen for the birds. And do you have any use for this? Could we take it off your hands?
I can expectorate it for you. Yes. And you hear this loud belch, and this bent up bird cage comes flying out of the tree and lands at your feet.
Excellent.
It's mostly crumpled, but it's not completely undone. It can be bent into place. You can quickly ascertain that the key goes to the bird cage.
Dylan thought that was going to be a suitable price for the witch. The bird cage is empty?
Yes, it is empty.
Bird cage is empty. So
I
we
think-
can take.
I think
We
at
can
this
take
point,
the bird
Naomi,
cage.
you probably guessed that Felton had another reason besides getting out of debt. Something doesn't sit with you.
Yeah, it's not adding up.
Okay, I get the backpack. Let's go. Let's get out of here.
As you progress onward, yeah,
The cage and everything.
as you
like,
press
yeah,
onward,
okay.
soon enough you come into a small. You creep. Yep. Good.
As we walk, I would like to rebend the cage
Okay.
back into
If you
proper
can-
shape.
yeah, I
Like,
think
I don't
you-
know if I can.
Yeah.
Just so it's fixed.
It's
fixed,
partially
yeah.
bent. It doesn't look completely perfect, but you're able to get back into the original conical, like the spherical shape.
Mhm.
You come into a small clearing, and an emphasis on small. For most of it is still overgrown as the trees and the bushes crowd around this hut. You see that there are large muddy footprints that have moved all throughout the front of the area. And the runes that normally sit upon the entranceway have been snapped, meaning the wood that the runes are carved upon have been broken, and those runes lie at the entranceway of this clearing. Sandra,
And
what do you pay
hut
attention
is-
to?
So the hut is in the clearing,
Like
and
a-
the runes are at the entrance to the clearing.
correct.
Okay, what do we pay attention to?
And they're just all broken on the ground, like the pieces with the runes all broken, just kind of strewn about.
Yeah.
Seems like there must be some magic going on here. Why bother to break them and leave them on the doorstep? What is a sign?
You got anything for that, Grandma? As I pull out the,
Yeah,
the
pay
flail, kind of
attention
like,
to if there's any
Ugh.
beings, if there's any presence in the trees and the forest that are surrounding the clearing. Are we being watched? How that I can use the not tree magic, but the earth elements to see if there's any presence around us, to try and identify where these footprints have come from.
At the risk of failure, would you like to cast a spell to ensure success?
I would like to cast a spell.
All right. I think go ahead and roll
Okay.
roll a d6. Just do not roll a 1.
From the friendly trees rather
Yeah,
than those
speak to the
wanting willows
trees and
back
whatnot.
there.
Mhm.
The wanting willows.
No 1s.
Oh, a 6.
6. Total success. So, Cassandra, as you put your fingers deep into the mud, the earth begins to tremble a little bit, and you see Small little mud figurines create a little drama before you. One assembles into a hut, one assembles into an old bent woman, and then suddenly one assembles into a very large 8-foot troll. The troll takes a mallet and slays the woman, drags her body off, and breaks the runes. This vision lies before you. You sense that there has been a violent and fatal intrusion. Because you rolled a 6, you know that Drusilla is dead.
Drusilla has been captured and taken away from her.
Oh.
And
Troll.
you saw her die as well.
Oh, Daddy bones. Ooh.
Yes.
So that means the troll
Poor
might have the sword. Perhaps.
Yeah.
We're going to have to inspect the hut to find out,
Yeah.
aren't we? I'm not sure we can be so certain that he's also got the sword.
Since you have your information, Nisandra, why don't you take the lead? How do you proceed?
How do we proceed? I think we've identified that there's nobody currently here. Drusilla's been taken, but we need to find the sword. We don't know that this. Yeah, I've had the vision. I've had the vision that the troll has killed Drusilla. So one of the missions are accomplished, but we're here to recover the sword. We're gonna.
Do we want to set this bear trap just in case it comes back while we're looking? If we put it in a good
Awesome
spot, maybe
idea,
we can...
Skolder. Good on you, boy.
Yeah, fantastic. Golder, you set up a trap. Every story comes to an ending, so for now, we must conclude. Thank you for listening, Sojourners. Your attention will not go unrewarded, and we look forward to continuing this adventure in Part 2, Into the Gloaming Forest. The Search for the Sword of Autumnlight. Background music and ambiance provided by Tabletop Audio. Check them out at www.tabletopaudio.com. Thanks again to the students of Personality Hacker for joining in this wonderful one-shot as a way to practice intuition and exploration. You can learn more about your personality at www.personalityhacker.com. Thanks again, Sojourner, for spending part of your day with us. Whether you sojourn far or near, as always, may your story continue.